Hello. Hello everyone, Nate Jackson, Criterion Collection Review Guy here, back at Season 3. Here we are again, another year in the trenches. Before we get to the review, I just want to go on a little bit of a rant. For those of you who were paying attention yesterday, who had subscribed and noticed something a little odd about what was to be this video yesterday, I'd done the review and uploaded it the day that I said I was going to. However, it wasn't until I had made it, edited it, and put it all together that I was informed, and I wouldn't have noticed it, and I thought something was a little weird when I was playing it back, but I didn't hear anything awful. I didn't hear anything. My mic was turned off, so the whole video was muted, and people were commenting on it. And I realized what it was. When I upgraded to Windows 10, which I probably shouldn't have done, everybody peer pressured me into, turning off all the privacy, all the articles I was reading, like, oh, there's so many privacy issues, oh, you gotta turn off all your apps. And so I ended up turning, because apparently people were like, oh, your microphone can record when it's not even on, and it's like Microsoft can hear what you're saying. That doesn't make any sense, but I'll do it, sure. I was so gullible and shit. And so I did it, not realizing that it would affect the camera. It would affect an app that actually used the microphone, in combination with camera, and it's not for anything bad or anything like that. So yeah, it wasn't like dug around and tried to figure it all out and got it turned back on, and so I think we're good for now. Anyway, now that I got that out of the way, it's time to do number 201, Victoria DeSica's Umberto D. Of course, I don't know why I'm all cheerful. This is the most depressing movie. God, I swear, I was just like, well, it's not depressing. It's heart wrenching. It's a tearjerker. Oh, it'll tug at you. It'll tug at your strings. Oh. It gets you here. It hits you here, whatever hurt is right here or something. 1952, 89 minutes, Italian, yeah. So yeah, this was a pretty sad movie, but let's talk about it here. So it's about this guy. It's Umberto D. He's got such a unique name. Umberto Domenico Ferrari, and he is this old man who's retired. And he's living in this apartment building, and the landlady keeps trying to kick him out because he doesn't have enough money. And she wants the money sooner than later, and all or nothing. He tries to give her a little bit at a time, but he doesn't, and she can't wait for his pension and all that. And he tries to go out, and he goes out with his dog Flique, little cute little puppy. And they go out and have adventures. They get kicked out of diners because he tries to feed the dog. And every time he comes back to his apartment, there's something new. The landlady's devised some new scheme to, modernize it, or try to kick him out, or just take advantage of his room, or take disadvantage of his room. For instance, the first time he comes back, he finds out that she rented out the apartment to a horny couple who doing the nasty on his bed. And then he comes back again, and they're tearing down the wallpaper, and then they're tearing down a whole wall, and they're gonna she wants to put turn his room into a formal living room or sitting room. Yeah, it's kind of sad. She just really doesn't like the guy. And the only two friends that he has in the world are Flique and the maid who works there. Her name is Maria. And Maria is a young girl. She is just, toward the beginning of the movie, we find out she's pregnant. And she's not sure who the father is. But she eventually realizes that it's some Marine whom Umberto disapproves of. And so, yeah, they're like the two, she's the only one, he can rely on, really. For instance, when he gets sick and goes to the hospital, she visits him with Flique. The Flique has to stay outside. and it's just tonsillitis, but he thinks it's something worse. When he comes back and the builders are tearing down the wallpaper, he finds out that somebody let Flique out because the dog had to stay at the apartment. So he finds out the dog catcher got him, and one of the most moving scene for me is when he goes to the dog pound to find Flique, and he almost gives up in the very last second. All the dogs he brings out, all the dogs the dog catchers are bringing out, he sees them, and they run this really dramatic reunion. So they get together and hold each other and all that, and so it's a really nice scene, and it was like, that had me a little sick, that had me a little hurting, you know. So anyway, so what, I'm trying to think of what happened next. See, this is the problem when you do a review after, a day after, you've seen the movie, you can't remember the order. You slowly start to forget the order of events. But anyway, I guess what happens next is when he finds out that the wall's been teared down, he just kind of just says, you know what, I can't do this anymore, and he contemplates suicide. But he holds off on it when he realizes that he has to take care of Flique first, because he can't just leave. He has to put him in a good home. So he finds this couple, I think, who live in a boarding house, who might take him, but they can't take him. And then this little girl that starts playing with him, he tries to leave her with her, but the mom's like, no, you're not taking the dog in. And then finally, he leaves him with these kids, and he tries to run and hide behind this bridge. Flique finds him, and then finally, in a cruel, just like, he gives up and says, you know what, walks over to the train station, here's the train, and he's got the dog under his arm, and he's like gonna drop him on the train, and Flique's like, oh no, fuck that, no, and he wriggles free and runs away, and he's like, Flique, come back, and in this moment, I guess Umberto realizes that he can't do it, he can't do it for Flique or for himself. I guess Flique running away from the train is supposed to represent Flique trying to save Umberto from this, from death. The only problem is, though, by saving him from death, Umberto still has to live with the world that he has been put in, with a shitty landlady, a shitty apartment, and just overall lack of funds and all that stuff. So, and that's how the movie ends. It moves with this very anticlimactic, music, very dark, depressing sound, Even though these kids are playing, Umberto still has to go back to the reality of this situation. Which, honestly, is, it's not the worst ending, but it is a very depressing one, to think about. That Umberto doesn't necessarily have a happy ending. He might, but we don't see it. We don't know how he gets his happy ending. So if he does, we have to imagine it on our own. And I don't think there was a sequel, so this is it. This is the movie. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about it. Desika, I think this is our first Desika movie, so it's nice to see this guy. He seems like a really humanistic guy. Apparently, he named the movie after his father, and he dedicated it to his father. So, he's definitely a very humanistic guy. Very caring, compassionate. He's definitely trying to make a point, with the idea of modernism and, old people and all that. And, so that's all I can say about it right now. I'm not sure if I said more in my original review, but we'll leave it at that for now. Umberto D, I'm going to give it an A-. Just for that ending. The minus is just because of that ending. I want a little more. Just a smidgen more. But apart from that, it is a fantastic film. It is a very, very fantastic film. It's, all the characters, you definitely empathize with all the characters, even Flique, the little dog. And yeah, you get into it. So I give it an A-. Alright, supplements. There's three main things. The first one is a 55-minute documentary called That's Life, Vittorio De Sica, which was made in 2001. Although the majority, well, even although it was made in 2001, all of it is archival footage. In fact, the majority of it is this weird like interview that, or like this little segment that De Sica hosted himself back in the 50s or 60s, and it shows him like on stage and he's talking to an audience that, you know, and like I guess a camera, and he's like revisiting all his old movies. And so yeah, it wrapped around that. Although because it's 2001, I guess it's, you know, it includes footage from films that he made after he made the hosting thing. Like it goes up until the 70s, I think. The movies he was making in the 70s. I don't remember the names of them, but it goes past the thing. So you see him a little older and all that, and he made the movie with Sophia Loren, and so you get to see that. And yeah, so it's really, really pretty interesting. A lot of behind the scenes footage. And yeah, so also there's a 12-minute interview with Maria Pia Casilio, who played Maria. And the one thing I got out of that I really thought was interesting was that the actor who played Umberto D, Carlo Battisti, he was actually a really old man who, I guess he had trouble remembering his lines. And the only thing about this is that De Sica apparently didn't really work with the script too much. Most of the time, De Sica would tell the actors what he wanted them to say, and then he would say it, and then they'd have to like relay it and just remember it and relay it. And if you can't remember what a director tells you within like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 minutes of him telling you, then it's then we got a problem, you know. But I guess De Sica didn't back down. He believed in Battisti, so he let him run it. And so yeah. Anyway, and then apart from that, let's see what else is there. There's the only other things. There's an interview. There's a section for writings, which I actually read. I usually don't read the writings, but for this one I did. One by Umberto E. He's this Italian writer who felt a connection to the movie because his name is Umberto. Luisa Alessandri, the assistant director, and the actor himself, Carlo Battisti, whose essay is basically about how he was stopped. He'd been stopped on the street and said, "Oh, you're Umberto D," you know. And through all this and his age, you know, he starts to believe that he actually is Umberto D. You know, he actually became this character. And so, yeah, it's a fantastical package. Will I be getting it? I don't think so. I mean, it's kind of a sad movie, but at the same time, I dug it. I don't think it's not the worst movie to come back to, you know, at least number 201, if we look at these things through the season thing I set up. So, yeah, that's basically it. So, Umberto D, A-, check it out, but get your tissues ready, because it'll tug at you. Anyway, so, we're back, finally, we're finally here. And, yeah, so, what can I tell you? First of all, hope you guys had a great summer. I had a very eventful summer. 2 big major changes in my life that hopefully will not affect. One of them will affect this a little bit, but the other one hopefully won't as much. First of all, I will be moving. I'm moving to a new house by the end of the year, maybe until like early 2016. So, and I've already started moving things. So you will probably notice like everything behind me will start to notice like disappear slowly but surely. And I may start doing reviews at the new house. It's just I'm not sure. Depends on what my schedule is. And yeah, so anyway, so there's one thing that's happening. So you will no doubt notice that the moving shouldn't affect my output here. But the other thing is I have a new job. I'm still working at the library, for those of you who know, but I'm working behind the desk now. I'm working more hours, but different days. So I'm now working Sundays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, which means that, you know, my little consecutive work week, this work week, it's kind of broken up, so I'll have to do reviews when I have days off. And right now, I'm going to try to do reviews whenever I have days off. So basically, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I'm going to try to do a review every day. So that's four reviews a week. That's 4 reviews a week. That's almost 25 weeks, with the exception of this one, obviously. So anyway, and then so I'm just trying to get them plowed in. I mean, at least for the first couple of weeks. There are gonna be some time where I'm not gonna be able to do a review on my day off. Probably, I think the first week I'm gonna have to take off is November, the first week in November, because I'm gonna be out of town that week, but I'm not sure right now. So yeah, so there's that and moving, and yeah, so that's basically all I got to say. Oh, one more thing, as some of you may know, the Criterion sale happened at Barnes and Noble, and I did my share of shopping. So I'll showcase what I got, so most of you know what I'm gonna pull out, such as George Washington. I got George Washington, and I got Ratcatcher. I got me some coming of age films. I love these films. I haven't seen them since I bought them, but they are on the rewatching list sometime soon, probably before the end of the year. I will rewatch them. I'm not gonna re-review them because I think I don't think my opinion of them changed at all. Of course, I had to shell out for the complete Monterey Pop, and this one when I got it, I had to pull out the Blu-ray, put in my brother's PS4, and yeah, I just played the Shake. I had to play Shake from Otis at Monterey. So yeah, that, and I also got I got My Life as a Dog with the director approved sticker there, and Schizopolis. So I got a nice little haul. And one more that I found just recently, we had my library had a book sale, and somebody donated a Criterion, and it is The Friends of Eddie Coyle, number 475. So that's gonna be from 2 years from now, 2.5 years from now. We're gonna get to this one, but I have it, and we'll see what it's like in due time, I guess. Anyway, yeah. So there's that, and that. And yeah, so anyway, that's it for today. Well, no, that isn't actually it for today, because we also have, according to my schedule, we have another one to do in right after this one. We're going to start the next one, which is, where is it? Here it is, which you can't see because the camera's too dark. Yeah, there it is. Indiscretion of an American Wife, backed with Terminal Station, another Vittorio De Sica film. Yeah, so, and of course, this is the disc, because Azusa Pacific likes to keep their artwork. But anyway, we'll get to that in just a minute. We'll get to that sometime later today, or later tonight. Not sure what my schedule is. And yeah, so we got that, and then the next couple. Let's showcase off I got the next couple sitting here. Got the Rainer Werner Fassbinder BRD trilogy. I'm not sure what BRD stands for, but here's The Marriage of Maria Braun, backed with. This package just happens to carry Veronica Voss in it as well, so I don't have the artwork for Veronica Voss. And here's then Lola, and the supplements disc, and here's the supplements disc. I'm not sure how I'm gonna spread these ones out, but I'll figure it out. I'll probably will do the supplements during the same review as Lola, just because, or maybe actually I'll probably do a separate disc. It'll be a separate review. Yeah, and then after that, number 207, I think. Yeah, number 207, The Pornographers, is the first movie that I can't get from the library. So either one of two things are happening. One, I found a review. I found a version of it online, a stream. So I'm going to rely on that. I hope it's still up. If it isn't up, then I'll just have to buy it, because or I may be able to rent it from my library, but it'll cost me a little money. But that's still worth it, just to to get this over with, And I really wish I should go back and use that. If this actually works, I should actually use that system to get some of the earlier Criterions that I wasn't able to get the disc of, to do supplements and all that, to just finally clear my name of these movies and all that. But we'll see. So yeah, The Pornographers will be, I don't know, let's see. If I do The Marriage of Maria Braun on Saturday, then then Veronica Voss on Monday, Lola on Wednesday, Yeah, Pornographers will be next Thursday. And then after that, I believe after that is, I believe after that is the, that's number 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I'm trying to remember them all. After that is the Ingmar Bergman movie trilogy. And I just remembered that with this new camera on Windows 10, I can see myself being filmed and look at the review. So I can actually pull up my little checklist, my little Excel sheet of all the Criterion movies that I've cataloged so far. I can look and see what's ahead for us. So we got, so film trilogy, Through Glass Darkly, Winter Light, and the Silence, and then a documentary called Ingmar Bergman Makes a Movie, and then Richard III, which I just happen to have right here. Still have this, so I'm all squared away for that one. And then we got the Devil and Daniel Webster. Wow. Knife in the Water, The Rules of the Game, Tokyo Story, Le Cercle Rouge, La Strada, Naked Lunch, Ikiru, Diary of a County Priest, Maitrice, Pick Up on South Street, To the Glory, Onibaba, Le Corbeau, Salvador Giuliano, Scenes from a Marriage, 3 Women, The Testament of Dr. Mabuse, Story of Floating Weeds, Stray Dog, Tin Drum, Leopard, Mama Roma, so on and so forth. So we got some movies to get through. We've got a busy week. Definitely looking forward to Stray Dog. Of course, I'm looking forward to all Kurosawa, of course. Him and Ikiru. Let's see. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to The Testament of Dr. Mabuse. I've been really wanting to see that. What else? I'm also looking forward to Videodrome. Videodrome is number 248. That'll be coming. And 250. John Cassavetes, 5 films: Shadows, Faces, Woman Under the Influence, The Killing of a Chinese Bookie, and Opening Night. Really looking forward to his films. I've had a little brush in with him. I saw a movie he did a while back called Husbands. I saw it a couple of years ago, and I was impressed with it. I don't think he really had much to do with the production of it, but he was just mostly an actor. But I was impressed with it. I think his influence kind of bled into the film, so I'm going to be looking forward to that. And yeah, I don't have the whole collection, the rest of any more of them cataloged. So, but anyway, we'll get to it. But anyway, that's what we have to look forward to this season. But anyway, for now, we're out of here. That's it from me. Thank you for watching. Morals. Oh, we need morals because we always do morals here. We're teaching you these. I think these movies teach you right and wrong. And let's think about the right, wrong. But I usually focus on the wrongs because it's a matter of what you shouldn't do versus what you should do. What you shouldn't do is don't rent out old men's apartments to horny ass couples so they can be doing the nasty in the bed with the clothes off and all that. Don't do that. Don't let dogs run free if you're tearing up wallpaper in old men's apartments. Don't euthanize dogs. Don't throw dogs on railway stations, and don't kill yourself because you still got somebody in there who cares, even if it is a pregnant maid whose father you don't like. Yeah, that's all I got for you. So anyway, yes, we're sorry about the mix-up for those of you watching this right now, but we're all taken care of. And we're back, and yeah, so that's all I can say. Thank you for watching. If you're a new viewer, this is new to you, you know how this works. You know that my opinion isn't the most popular. It's probably, in fact, the worst Criterion opinion. And you know the movies I don't like. You know that the movies I don't like aren't usually the ones that everybody likes. Picnic, Hanging Rock. And you know that my opinion of them is unpopular because of the fact that I don't like these films. Hiroshima Mon Amour. Yeah. So anyway, just take it with a grain of salt. I'm not a movie guy. I just watch movies. I'm just watching these and just giving you my opinion of them. That's all I'm doing. You just feel free to just join along. Just go for the ride. That's all you have to do. It's hard to combat. It's hard to fight you guys because you guys know the movies better than I do. I'm just watching them once and saying, hey, this is what I thought of it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not really trying to get anything out of it apart from what I see the first time. You know, there are a couple of films. No, I know I have mentioned there are a couple of films that people have said you should rewatch this one because you know you kind of missed something, and yeah, there are a couple that I have mentioned. Yes, there I will go back and review in my earlier reviews. I'm thinking about reviewing certain movies. The only one right now that I have on the list to re-review is Lars von Trier's The Element of Crime. Because that one, I feel like I did honestly miss something when I was watching it. The whole time I was missing something. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. It may not be this season, it may not be next season, but I will get back to it because it's still in my head. It's still fresh in my head. So anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Yeah, morals, and we will see you later today for Indiscretion of American Wife and Terminal Station. I'll probably watch Terminal Station first because that's the original, and then I'll watch the cut-up crap, the cut-up Americanized version after it, just so I can say, oh, they cut that out. And I'll probably take notes, because that's what I did with Brazil. And yeah. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and we will see you later for those movies. And until then, it's great to be back. Goodbye.